What's up, everyone? This is Jeff Bowders here with Drum Discipline Academy, and this is part 2 of our FLAMMED fill lesson series. All right, so in the previous lesson, part 1, to help us establish a strong foundation, we used a pretty popular sticking called a one-sided flam accent. And that sticking also helped us start to get comfortable phrasing 3 notes within our 16th note time feel. But in this lesson, in part 2, we're going to be exploring 5 note groupings. So we're just going to simply add a couple notes to that one-sided flam accent. And we're going to take it through a bunch of different orchestrations, a bunch of different applications, just so you can have just a lot more solid options to express yourself on this instrument. All right, it's going to be cool. So as with every lesson we do here at Drum Discipline Academy, there's always a free PDF for you to download, so you can reference that forever. So make sure to go download that now. The link is at the bottom. Okay, I think that's it. Sounds good. I like it. Let's get after it. Here we go. Okay, so quick review. In the last lesson, we used what is called the one-sided flam accent to help us get confident playing 3-note phrases and their endless orchestration possibilities. And we really just focused on the left flam version of that. So all that means is we start off with a left flam, which is right-left, and then we play a right stroke and then a left stroke after it. So we got flam, right, left, flam, right, left, flam, right, left. But for today's 5-note phrasing lesson, all we're going to do is just add 2 notes to the beginning of that. And all that's going to be is another left-handed flam and a kick drum. So we're going to have flam, kick, flam, right, left, flam, kick, flam, right, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, pretty simple. Let's hear how it sounds within a groove. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Now let's do the same thing, but now let's orchestrate the flams as tom snare. This is going to be 1B. Here we go.
1, 2.
All right, so I'm pretty sure that you're starting to recognize the really cool syncopated feel that this phrase is naturally producing. And this leads me to the most important concept I can talk about for this entire lesson series, and pretty much any drum lesson that's ever been or ever will be, and that concept is counting. Yes, counting. These phrases don't naturally resolve, meaning they don't always end at the end of the bar, right? We're having to kind of artificially resolve them. And if we're thinking that we're just going to be able to hear it or feel it, well, guess what? We really haven't earned that skill yet, especially if this is a new idea. So that's not going to end well for us. So our best friend, our best ally is really going to be counting.
I am counting.
Counting is like the answers in the back of your math book. There's no guessing required. When you're able to count, you're going to know where you are within the time all of the time. That's what makes it such an invaluable skill. Many of my students in the past have threatened me with making t-shirts of one of my more popular sayings, if that's even such a thing. But whenever we're working on something new, I'm always drilling down on them. If you're not counting, you're guessing. And if you're guessing, you're sucking. Okay, so this pertains especially to, like I said, when we're learning something new, because what does counting do? It helps us focus. It helps us appreciate exactly what is happening all of the time. And that's going to help us understand it. That's going to build a stronger foundation. And through that, we're just going to play it more consistently. We're going to play it more confidently. If we're just guessing or hoping that we're playing it right because we just want to hear it or feel it, you're not going to play it consistently, and you're definitely not going to play it confidently. And a drummer with no confidence is not a drummer people want to play with. You have to have confidence when you play. That's just bottom line, okay? So, but of course, once these ideas start to get a little bit more comfortable and we earn the right for them to become a natural part of our playing, sure, we won't have to count them as much. But the thing is, we've developed that skill just in case we need it. And it's an invaluable skill that you're going to use in so many other aspects of your playing. That's why I really, really want you to use this as an opportunity, if you haven't already, to start counting out loud, start working through these exercises, and like I said, use it as an opportunity to get more comfortable counting, okay? All right, tangent over, sorry. The moral of the story is count.
The number of the day is 4. 1, 2, 3.
All right, back to the exercises. Those last two that we just did, 1A and 1B, we started the 5-note phrase on beat 1. But since these are 5-note phrases, we actually have 5 beats that we can start this phrase on. We could start it on beat 1, we could start it on the E of 1, the and of 1, the of 1, and also beat 2. So we don't have time to go through all of them. I want you to do that on your own. But right now we're going to start it on the E of 1 just to hear how that sounds. So this is going to be 1C and 1D. Here we go.
1, 2.
Now let's apply some of those voicing or orchestration concepts we did in the last lesson, part 1 of this lesson series. This was that Tony Williams cymbal application where we're playing the cymbal right after the flam. Sounded like this. But now let's just add our flam and kick drum right before that so we get our 5-note phrase. Sounds like this. All right, now with the groove, it's going to sound like this. This is 2A and 2B. Here we go.
1, 2.
Cool. So now let's do the same thing, but let's start the phrase on the E of 1. This is going to be 2C and 2D. Here we go.
1, 2.
right, who says the Blushda can only be a 3-note phrase? Not us, because once we just simply add our flam and kick drum right before it, we have a super cool 5-note Blushda phrase idea. And even though we discussed the Blushda in depth in the previous lesson, there's one other thing I really want to bring to our attention, and that's the left hand. I really try to play the 2 left strokes of the Blushda really evenly and strong. I feel that just helps articulate the syncopation much more effectively. So check it out. It's kind of like this. So basically, I'm just playing rim shots the whole time with the left hand to get that really strong, confident sound and feel to it. So now let's put that flam and kick right before it so we have our 5-note phrase. This is going to be 3A and 3B. Here we go.
1, 2.
Here's an extra bonus Blushda 5-note phrase for you. It's basically the same idea as what we just played, but rather than playing the kick drum as the 2nd note of the 5-note phrase, we're actually going to play a diddle with the right hand. It's going to be that open diddle, the same kind of diddle we do with the standard Blushda. And so it's going to sound like this. This is 3C and 3D. Here we go.
1, 2.
Okay, finally, here we go. Just as we did in the last lesson, let's play through all the concepts, all the orchestrations that we just went through. But now let's play the left hand on tom 1 for the last note of the 5-note grouping, like this. Okay, so beat 5 of the 5-note phrase, we're going to play that tom 1 with the left hand, but we're going to apply it to all the concepts that we just played. So this is going to be 4A through 4D. I'm going to play them straight through, and I'll play them at a couple different tempos because variety can sometimes be a good thing. All right, here we go. Let's check it out.
1, 2.
Okay, I hope you hung in there. I hope it made sense. Once again, download the super clean, easy to read PDF for that awesome visual representation of this lesson. The next and final lesson in this series, we're going to be combining these two phrasing concepts for some rhythmic radness. It's going to be awesome. I look forward to sharing all of it with you. But until then, stay focused and practice with purpose. All right, see you soon. Take care.